to Robot Productions. Today we're taking a look at my custom Venator, which is a series we do every single week on Sunday here on the channel. It is featuring the biggest 7-foot long Venator ever made, and it includes tons of amazing interior details. Before we get into this Venator update, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button down below, because this is a very expensive project, as you could imagine. So all the subscriptions, all the views, everything does help to fund this project. So let's get into this update without further ado. Today on the Venator update, what we're going to be working on is replicating this whole massive section right here on this side of the Venator. Let's get into it starting now. Alright, taking a look at this side of the Venator, the side that's not complete, unlike the other side, it is now coming along very, very nicely. We made one of these panels, of course. It doesn't have all these slope pieces that we need for it, because I told you guys the Bricklink store that I was ordering from, aka Tyler Electric Studios, did not have enough of these in stock. So that'll be coming eventually. I don't know when I'm going to get an order of those in, but I'll place that order sometime. Now, we worked on this section a bit too. We also built like a whole new one of these to match on the other side. I still have to add some smaller detail pieces, but we'll do that later. I'm just building the core structure for right now. But as you guys can see, it is attached to this wall right here. So it has a strong connection point there, strong connection point here, and I also connected it to one of these pillars over here. So it has 3 strong connection points. Now I also built this section right here, and I say we made a ton of progress, honestly. I just kept building and building and building, and before I knew it, I built this whole entire section up. And we also did this section right here, which looks amazing. I did not yet do this on the other side, which is the more complete side. So eventually, we're going to do that then on the back of the Venator before, and it looks great. I've made some small progress on this, very small, light progress. I don't have the right color hinges right there. I ran out of those hinges, unfortunately, because Tyler did not have enough of those in stock. I bought all the ones he had, but sadly he did not have enough in stock. I'm not saying he has a low part count, but he just did not have enough of those 2 parts that I needed very badly. So I used some of these bigger, like bluish gray hinges, which aren't the right color, but I'll change them out eventually. And back here, this is going to be a door that opens up. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this completely yet, but this is going to open up in the back so that we can fit the Republic frigate inside here that we've seen in many updates in the past. So the Republic frigate will be fitting inside this space right here. But just starting off this week, I would say we've made some very grand and great progress this week on the Venator update. Now I have to decide what else I want to work on for this week, which I think I want to be the hanger, because I got some more of these pieces in the mail for the hanger, so I can officially kind of complete it off, except for the tile section and these things right here. Unfortunately, I didn't order more of those tiles. I hope to order those in my next order from Lego.com, since those are very expensive pieces on Bricklink, these tile pieces. So in my next order from Lego.com that I'm actually getting, not Bricklink, I'm going to order a ton of 1x6 bricks so that we can finish off all the paneling, and a ton of tile bricks so that we can finish off the tiling in the back, hopefully. But we'll have to see how my budget is for the next order I place on Lego.com, since this is a very expensive project and I'm not made of money here. But right now, I'm going to work on completing this hanger a little bit more. So I was working on the front section a bit more, and then I realized this, and I'm like, wait a minute, these columns are exactly level with each other. How is it slanting 1 bit? Then I realized the ground isn't level, meaning this section's higher than this section, and that's because of these pillars down here. I believe that these pillars might be too high compared to this section right here, which I did not know. I thought they were completely level, but that is something now I have to look into, since I have found this issue where apparently this ground is higher than this ground for some reason. So that's going to be a fun little thing for me to work on, which is what I'm going to get into right now. So I took one of these bricks off each level of the pillars, and now it seems to be more level. It does feel like there is a little bit more of a slant, just a slight slant, but I think that might just be one stud or something down there that might need to be leveled out, which we'll worry about later, since it's not the main priority right now. The main priority right now is just finishing off this hanger section, so let's get back into doing that. Alright, since the last update we've had, I've made 2 more of these. These are a bit different than these over here, because they have a 3rd hole up here evenly aligned, so that each space in between the gaps is even, which is awesome. I do have to modify that one so that it has 3 of these little areas for the squares to be inserted, because that's the wall design on the Venator. And these are different from these over here because these are actually taller, so I just wanted to show that off a little bit of different height and a shrunken down version of basically this pillar for over here on the Venator. Now, as you guys can see, I am experimenting with making these hangers a bit smaller than these just because it's a lower height and it looks kind of odd without some sort of divider between here, just because it's a smaller space. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that yet, but I am thinking about maybe modifying this whole thing so that it has a different size of length for each hanger, unlike these that are 12 wide for the hangers, as you guys can see. So that's what I'm currently working on right now. Okay, so I did a little bit of experimenting. So I have to keep this size of hanger because it has a connection inside this pillar specifically that connects to the outside of the Venator, which is a vital source of support. So I can't get rid of that pillar right there. I thought about moving it a few studs over, but I just thought that wouldn't be the best idea. So I thought of something else. What if I just keep these big hangers and then make these really small like they have it in the front of the Venator? Well, I thought about that, I built it, and as you can see, these look really small. They almost look like hallways at this point. So now I'm debating whether or not I should make these a bit shorter, or I should just make it all one hanger like I did over here. But I think I'm going to go with the shorter technique because I like the idea of having a few more little holes for hangers and stuff like that. I think that's a really cool concept. So I'm going to work on that right now. Alright, I haven't made a whole ton of progress, but I did something amazing. I made this touch the ground exactly, so it's a nice smooth connection with the ground, as you guys can see right there and right there. And it touches the top exactly, as you guys can see right there. Unlike these that don't exactly touch there and don't exactly touch the ground, which is insane. So for this whole new section of lower beams, I have made it touch the ground perfectly, which is incredible. And I think I have a few ideas of how I can do it on this one as well. I might just have to lower it one stud or something, but that is going to be worked on next week. This week, I'm just going to finish off this small section, basically so that it looks, all the pillars look like this on this side and this side and this side and this side. All those little areas, I'm going to make sure that these pillars are the exact same size and look exactly like that, which is going to take at least an hour for me to do because it's just so many small assemblies, but I'm going to get that done and then we'll see how that looks. Alright, now that I've made some new modified pillars, I believe about 6 of them, now let's insert them into the Venator. I gotta take this one out still, but we have done so much work on this update. I am super excited to put these in. Alright, I've inserted the pillars. I just want to give a quick height comparison compared to this height. From this height, it's a few studs shorter, and this design is way more effective, mainly because this brick right here, this 1x6, fits seamlessly with the ground floor, unlike this design over here where it doesn't exactly. So these, I just want to clarify, will be the same height. I'm just going to modify these eventually, probably in the next update, to reach the ground floor just like these because it looks 10 times better. And I don't know why I was thinking leaving a gap like that. I think there was some problem on why I couldn't do it, but I'm going to try to work around that to make it work 100% perfect. So that is what I'm going to work on next update. But for now, I'm going to just complete this off. I'm going to modify this final pillar and then we'll be done for the update. Alright, we have completely finished this area. Well, actually not completely. We gotta put these things in. And I did not order enough of these. I still need like 3 more of them. It kills me because we're so close to having enough of these. But every single time that I order these, I never seem to have enough of them in my collection to finish the hanger. But we have made some great modifications right here for the hanger. I even got N1 Starfighter landing right there because I thought it would look cool. And it's kind of like to scale with the ship. It can fit in that hanger right there, which looks super good. Now, we do have to work on these pillars next week because I do want to lower them so that they look exactly like this, nice and tight. But that is something we'll work on next week. But for now, stay awesome, stay subscribed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.